Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Let's talk about the March 6th edition of Friday Night SmackDown. The most important thing to come from that episode of Friday Night SmackDown is the fact that Cody Rhodes is now the new and three-time WWE Undisputed Champion, and he will walk into WrestleMania as the champion and face Randy Orton in the main event of night one. So the main event of night one is Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. The main event of night two is CM Punk and Roman Reigns. We also know that we have Liv Morgan versus Stephanie McMahon, and we have Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. So we have all four main championship matches sorted out, determined, and ready to go about 6 weeks ahead of WrestleMania 42. Now, the most intriguing matches, of course, are CM Punk, Roman Reigns. Their first two promos have been incredible and really captivating. Then next comes Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. Now, they're going to have to do something there, which I'll talk about that in a second, based on what we saw on SmackDown. And then I think out of the women's championship matches, the only one that's intriguing at all is Liv Morgan and Stephanie McMahon, simply because Liv Morgan is extremely entertaining, and I really want her to win the championship. Even though I am a fan of Stephanie McMahon, I just think Liv Morgan is a better champion and would be a better champion and can carry that title a little bit better. And then we look at the fourth main quote-unquote championship, even though Jade Cargill has made that WWE Women's Championship worthless. She is the worst champion that WWE has selected in recent memory, and I'm not looking forward to that match at all. The only thing I'm looking forward to about that match is the fact that Rhea Ripley will win, and we don't have to see Jade Cargill be champion anymore. She hasn't defended her title. She can't wrestle. She can't work. She can't talk. Her body is just aesthetically pleasing, I guess, for some people, and it is no relationship to how good she is in the ring because she is bad. And WWE made a mistake on that one, and they have to wear that mistake for another 6 weeks before Rhea Ripley beats her at WrestleMania. And then speaking of SmackDown, the March 6th edition of Friday Night SmackDown, we saw an in-ring promo between Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley, where a couple days before they were having a social media feud, which maybe would intensify the feud a little bit more, would bring out the best in these women, would actually bring some realness and heat and intensity to their matchup, but they decided to ignore all of that and just talk about each other's bodies. It was a bad promo. It was a bad segment. Again, Jade Cargill is bad. She cannot talk in the ring. She cannot wrestle in the ring. The only thing she has is a good look and a strong body, and it's not useful at all. Rhea Ripley is amazing. She's the best women's wrestler on the roster, maybe besides like Io Sky, but she's the most over, most popular, and most well-booked women's wrestler on the roster, and there's almost a 98% chance that she wins the title at WrestleMania, but the whole segment was garbage simply because Jade Cargill is really bad at her job. Now again, I don't know Jade Cargill personally. This is not a personal attack on her character or who she is as a person. This is an attack on her wrestling ability, and it's very bad. And so that segment sucked. I'm also getting kind of really annoying that every single kind of professional wrestler in the world comes out and says, I'm the best professional wrestler in the world. I'm the greatest of all time. I'm the best in the world. Like if you go to AEW, MJF says it all the time. It's not even true. I don't know if you watch AEW. I'm getting off track, but I have to say this. MJF, not a fan. He's not very good. He's hokey. He turns his back to his opponent all the time. Is kind of routine. He does the same kind of heel shit that everyone always does ever. I'm not a fan of MJF and certainly do not 100% think he's the best wrestler in the world. And then Johnny Gargano goes on Friday Night SmackDown and says, I'm one of the best professional wrestlers in the world. Okay, like, you're not. You're not. Like, and I love how they say professional wrestler, not sports entertainer. Like, all of you guys are entertainers. You're on TV being entertainers. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be a sports entertainer. And it's just like really tired and old and kind of annoying how many wrestlers go out there and say, I am the best in the world. CM Punk says it all the time. CM Punk, you're trash. You're a con artist, even though it pains me to admit that the first 3 months of this year, January, February, now we're into March, that CM Punk has probably been the wrestler of the year. He's defended his championship. He's had great matches. He's brought the best out of other people in their promos. So maybe CM Punk is the best in the world right now. And that pains me to say because I completely dislike that person and I think he's a fraud and a con artist. But something like that makes you the best in the world. Do you draw money? Do you draw attention? Do you have merch sales? Do you put on great matches? Are you great in the mic? Can you sell sell fights. That's what makes people the best in the world. And some wrestlers like to throw out like, well, I'm just a professional wrestler, so that's what makes me great. Like, you have to have the full package to be a superstar. That's what it means to be a great sports entertainer. Someone like, Cody Rhodes has it, Drew McIntyre has it, and Roman Reigns has it, right? Gunther has it. I do think MJF has pieces of it, but he's just too hokey and like generic for me to really fuck with him. Like CM Punk, yes, of course he has it. Does Johnny Gargano have it? Probably not. He has some elements that make him great and that have made him successful in NXT and WWE, but he's one of the best in the world? No, probably not. And I love the way that Randy Orton kicked off Friday Night SmackDown saying like, I've just never been a guy who says I'm the greatest or I'm the best. Randy Orton doesn't do that shit. He lets his actions speak for him. He lets his peers speak for him. I have Randy Orton in my Mount Rushmore. John Cena, Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels, Macho Man Randy Savage. That is my Mount Rushmore. And Randy Orton lets his work speak for himself. And he is one of the greatest of all time. That is a fact of the matter. And he's one of the best in the world for the last 20 years because his numbers speak for him in terms of, selling fights, in terms of selling merch, in terms of selling stories, in terms of matches, in terms of, putting butts in seats, things that actually matter in terms of actually running a business and being a sports entertainer / professional wrestler. Randy Orton is that. And all things considered, I think he will win his 15th world championship at WrestleMania 42. I think he will beat Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania. So those couple things happen on SmackDown. Whatever. It was a fine episode. The most important part was the match between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. Right now, as I'm recording this, right before I jumped on here, Cody Rhodes winning the WWE Undisputed Championship was WWE's most disliked video on YouTube of the year. They put the full match up there, so I don't know what that says about the online crowd, the in-person crowd, the whole WWE sphere, but some people dislike it. I think it's a fine decision simply because I think the story that WWE can tell between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton is really powerful. Now, my opinion was that Cody Rhodes should have lost there, been kind of removed from the title, and way before all this happened where Randy won the Elimination Chamber, it should have been Cody versus Randy without the title. And he put Drew McIntyre in there with someone else for the strap. That was my kind of pick a long time ago. But then I wrote down my perfect WrestleMania card. And when I'm thinking about it, I did have Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. And then I had Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu. Now the rumors is that, the rumors on the internet always are that Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes are both going to turn heel. We'll see how that happens to elevate the story between Cody and Randy. But what's going to happen with Drew McIntyre? Is Drew McIntyre going to wrestle Nick Aldis at WrestleMania? Is Drew McIntyre going to wrestle Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania? Is Drew McIntyre going to wrestle Sami Zayn at WrestleMania? Will there be still a multi-man match? Will there be a stipulation match? What's going to happen with that story? That's also intriguing coming off the loss of his WWE Undisputed Championship. Jacob Fatu, Nick Aldis, Sami Zayn are all in the picture with Drew McIntyre, but Sami Zayn also is floating around in the picture with Cody Rhodes as well. And the story is that Sami Zayn's finally going to turn bad. And maybe he's going to turn on Cody, or maybe he's going to turn on Randy, or he's going to kind of lose his mind and be a bad guy maybe in the rest of 2026. That's a rumor. There's also a rumor that Cody Rhodes is going to turn heel. Now, to make this story between Cody and Randy really good, which they have the possibility to make it really good in the next 5.5 weeks to build up a fantastic match for the Night 1 WrestleMania main event, someone has to be turned to the bad guy. You can't do this like babyface, nice guy, we respect each other. No, it's for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Something has to give. Will Randy Orton start listening to the voices in his head? Will he start going evil? Maybe we'll see a punt. Someone has to go bad, and they have to bring up their past history. They have to bring up that something has to be changed and altered so that they really, really fucking hate each other going into WrestleMania 42. Like there's history with CM Punk and Roman Reigns, there is so much history to build off of and manipulate and change and alter to create a great story for WrestleMania 42 for Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. But one of them has to go evil. And I don't think it'll be Cody Rhodes because he's too much of a corporate guy and the quarterback to do that. So now it's going to be on Randy Orton to do that, and maybe we'll see a punt. And then hopefully all things go well. I think Randy Orton should win his 15th world title at WrestleMania 42 and end night one with the championship. Now, when I'm thinking of WrestleMania 42 and all four of these championship matches, I really do see four title changes. And because that's very rare and most likely won't happen, there'll be some of them who retain the championships. But I'm pretty sure that Jade Cargill has to lose and Rhea has to win. I'm positive Liv Morgan is going to win. Now, that might make then Randy Orton lose and Cody Rhodes win, so there's at least one retention of a title, because I'm pretty sure Roman Reigns is going to win as well. So that's also very interesting to think about, as those four main championships are up for grabs, and it's easy to see how we could have four new champions leaving WrestleMania, especially in both main events with Randy Orton and Roman Reigns hopefully winning. So that's what I have based on what I saw on the March 6th edition of Friday Night SmackDown and what we're doing for the next 5.5 weeks heading into WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. I would love to know what you think in the comments down below. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. Then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.